Hey guys, it's Robert here. It's late at night, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, and had a great day in the market today. Uh, and as soon as the market was closed, I took a nap and went to sleep. But I was thinking about you guys. I was like, man, I bet you some of these people don't believe that they could ever be a trader. And what made me think about you guys was I had my Spanish class today, right? I can't see. I had my Spanish class today, and I was thinking to myself, man, I'm never gonna learn this Spanish. I just, I just don't get it. I feel like I'm in a kindergarten class, and I'm struggling. And I'm like, wow, I'm this old, and I'm struggling with this preschool class. I'm never gonna learn Spanish. That's the way I feel, okay? I learn a few words that I can say, but then when my teacher would say the words, I didn't understand what she was saying. It was just, man, this just don't sound like it's ever gonna work. And it reminded me of when I first started learning how to trade. When I first started learning how to trade, I went to this seminar and this guy started talking about all these different things, volatility and the VIX and moving averages and all kinds of stuff, okay? That, Vega and deltas and gamma, all this stuff with options, okay? I was like, what is this guy talking about? I don't get it. I'm never gonna get it. And I kind of went away from that class that day, and it was an 8-hour class for 3 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went away from that weekend thinking, I'm never gonna understand this stuff. I'm never gonna get it, okay? Kind of discouraged. But here's the key. Don't quit, okay? Just don't quit. That's the number one thing you gotta remember. Don't quit. Because in the beginning, when I first started trading, I'm like, man, this thing can't work for me. I don't even believe these people are really making money. It just don't work. Well, it works. It just takes a while to get it and get an understanding. Okay? So my thing I want to tell you guys tonight with what I woke up with from my Spanish class, and I'm also telling it to myself about Spanish. Don't quit. You are learning. You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. Years ago, my wife did a marathon, which is like 26 something miles. And I was thinking to myself, man, I hope she can finish. I sure do hope she can finish. And then it got about where she was about halfway through it. And I started thinking, man, all she got to do is just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's not a race against someone else. It's not a race, period. It's just about completing the process. Well, it's the same thing with learning how to trade. You're not racing trying to compete with nobody. You just want to learn it. It takes some people longer than others. Sometimes you study and it's like you're having a block and you just can't get through it. Seems like my teacher, seems like she keep teaching the same 9 pages over and over and over again. I just don't feel enough confidence to go past those 9 pages. Okay. Well, in trading, you may not feel like you're learning. You may not feel like you're getting it. And then as soon as you get it and you try to put the trade on, it don't go right. Okay. Here's one thing a guy told me. He said, if you put the trade on right and it loses, was it a bad trade? And I was like, yeah, you lost. That's not true. You want to learn how to put the trade on right. And then you just keep putting it on right. And when you do the right things, eventually the right thing is going to happen. But you don't want to be putting it on wrong, even if you get the right results, because putting it on wrong is not going to work in the future. If you keep putting the trade on right, eventually you're going to learn how to start to get the results that you want. And that's what you got to learn how to do. And that's why you have to paper trade. Because if you paper trade and you lose money in your paper trade, you may lose a little confidence, but at least that's all you lose is your confidence. You won't lose money, because with this, you're going to have to go through the ups and the downs, the ups and the downs. Keep in mind, when you're going to try to get your degree, it takes 4 years. It's hard to conquer this thing. If you really, really put in the study, you may can get this to the point where it takes about a year. But really, it takes longer than that. It took me way longer than that, okay? But eventually, you'll get to the point where you know you're just gonna make money. Yeah, you're gonna have some losing days, but you don't let them losing days hurt you. You may even go through on a bad losing streak, okay? But you know that's just a losing streak. Eventually, you're gonna bounce out of it and get back right again. So, my word to you, waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning, is don't quit. Incremental progress is still progress. You may not see it at the time. It's just baby steps, okay? But if you stay with it, pretty soon those baby steps will turn into full steps. And then those full steps are turned into a nice little walk. Then that walk turns into a nice fast-paced walk. And then eventually you'll learn to run. And with trading, you eventually learn to fly. And then you can soar, okay? And when you get to the point where you can do that, that's when you start being able to trade for a living. So I just want to give you a word of encouragement. Hang in there. It gets better. I was where you were. And trust me, you just got to stick with it. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I'm going back to bed if I can. In the meantime, excuse me. And in the meantime, peace out and keep it slow.